dignitaries on dais, dignitaries off dais, many of my friends that I can see. Good morning and Happy New Year to all of you. I had come here to listen to our Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Harshvardhan, but my good friend, Dr. Agrawal, put me there because he could not come in. So I'll be poor substitute for him. But I'm very happy to be here because, as Mr. D.R. Agrawal mentioned, we have just now released Technology Vision 2035 document that Honorable Prime Minister released at Science Congress on January 3. This is the first major event after that I am present. We had done, TIFAC is an autonomous body of Department of Science and Technology. We had done Technology Vision 2020 exactly 20 years back. We had released in 96. So we come back with a new document, a new vision for the country. The focus of Technology Vision 2020 was on developed India. Of course, we are not saying that India should not develop, but what we are saying now is every Indian counts. Focus is on Indians, the quality of life of Indians. That is what this document is talking about now. We have a few limited copies of this document, which is available in the stall that we have. We'll supplement it with more if we need, but today we have limited copy. If needed, you can collect that there. Of course, you can also download soft copy from our website. TIFAC has exactly covers the spectrum that Mr. D.R. Agrawal was talking about, technology and innovation space. One of the activity we do is part of is patent facilitation. As part of that, we file patents free of cost to all academic institutes, whether they are government funded or privately funded. And this is done both in India and abroad. All the rights remain with the inventor, and we maintain the patents as well. So this is something which is really free lunch. So there's no conditions attached to this. This is service that probably nobody else or maybe nowhere else in the world is provided. The second part of the activity we do is to generate more patent professionals. Along with a social objective, we take women with mid-career break and train them for 1 year in IPR activities. We provide them financial assistance also to make sure that they do not depend on somebody else. This is a 1-year training program. We have trained more than 400 women out of this program. Some of the experts who help us in this are present in this hall and the dais. I'm glad to inform you that out of all the patent professionals in the country, 10% have been created out of this program. 10% of all the patent professionals in the country have been created out of this program. And many of women are very successful, earning much more than I do. Many times they have set up their own firms. So serving two objectives, social objective, as well as the need for patent professionals within the country. I would like to tell you that when we were presenting Technology Vision 2035 document at Prime Minister's office about 3 months back, and we had put a couple of slides describing the various activities we do. The only thing that drew their attention was patent facilitation. Everything else, they did not ask anything, but they asked us about the patent facilitation, what kind of activity do you, is it effective, and so on. So let me assure you that Prime Minister's office at the highest level is engaged with this part. And if you look into this document, at one place we mentioned that the wars would be fought in patent offices and not in the physical boundaries of tomorrow. So within the country, we are trying to also create patent awareness. And one of the things that we are suggesting, for example, I'm a nuclear fusion scientist. I never read any papers which had patents. I never read any patent documents. I never wrote any patent documents. We're always writing research papers and reading research papers. We're now suggesting that as part of curriculum, especially those who are doing research, this must become a necessity that they should be having an exposure to patent documents, how to read, how to write, so that the thought comes to their mind. When I was doing research, absolutely at no time I thought of filing patents. To share one story, which is very important, and it was mentioned, fracking was mentioned by the previous speaker. India is not doing fracking in any major way. Some research is going on. But we are involved in a very interesting way. We were asked by Government of India to look into a sector which is guar gum. Guar is produced, it's a bean that is produced in large amount in Rajasthan and nearby areas. When we looked into this area, we were first surprised why we were asked to do this. We found that in 2012, guar garments became #1 farm export from India, exceeding rice and cotton. I'm not going to the value part, it's 21,000 crore rupees. I will have to translate into dollars to make it understandable. When we did patent analysis and we interacted with various stakeholders, the finding was very interesting. We send out the raw material out of the country. We do no value addition. When we looked at the patents, out of nearly 12,000 global patents, India's contribution is less than 1%. But when we look at the export of raw material, we export 80% of the raw material. So where we are strong in terms of 80% raw material we are producing, exporting, in terms of patents and value addition, we are less than 1%. This is not the story of only this sector. Actually, it cuts across hundreds of sectors. I have a list of 792 farm and forest produce and hundreds of minerals that go out of country without value addition. This was not the situation hundreds of years back. If you look at the history, it was 2,000 years. Till about 1750 to 1800, India and China were global manufacturers of about 20 to 30%, always number 1 or 2 spot. From 1800 onwards, there were efforts made to stop processing of raw materials and send it out of the country. And slowly, in 100 years, from 1750 to 1850, it came down to 2% from 20 to 30%. We have continued to be in the same situation where we're sending out raw material out of the country. And that's where the value addition in the patents is very important. And this is what this particular newsletter that we have produced, you can collect a copy, highlights. We are working on trying to bring this to attention of government at various levels and make sure that the targeted research that is done along the patents part of it. So I'd like to stop here and thank you very much.